Today, this is hyper-connected. Everyone's staring down at your phones, right? Am I the only one who's ever had an iPhone in their hand? It's not that we're hyper-connected, we're hyper-vigilant. People talk about the coming zombie apocalypse. I can tell you, walk into the mall across the way at Flatirons and look at all the people staring down at their iPhones, and I can tell you, that is the zombie apocalypse. We have become a society that's addicted to that. Yes, we do not fear that the tribe from across the way is going to come and take away our stronghold, but we do fear that I'm going to miss the Facebook update of my friend, or I'm not going to get that Twitter update. And all of a sudden, this technology, which is really designed to help us to be more empathetic, to be more connected, to be able to reach out in ways and connect with people that humanity has never even dreamed possible, instantaneously, real time, has become our master. We are slaves to those technologies now. And something that can be liberating all of a sudden is that repetitive process over and over, winding us up, making us part of this zombie apocalypse. So as we look to the nervous system, part of chiropractic is helping to remove that interference. But if we trace that line of all the causes of interference that have affected humanity, this is me acting out 1,300 years of human history. Is that not a viral video on YouTube? In 1,300 years, we see the trajectory of where that's headed. Who thinks that the future is going to be greater or less stress in human lives? Greater, right? If trajectory follows that. But there is a possibility to make us more adaptable. Just like we have a big bucket of water and I come with a hand and I start dumping it out, not only are we helping to remove the interference, we're also helping to make a bigger container. Some people say, well, then they just store more stress and put more in there. But it's not just about that. It's about creating coherence. That when the stress comes, it's not about storing it in the body. It's not about it affecting you in the same way. That you're like Neo in the Matrix, and stuff comes at you, and you right over. If you look up the definition of coherence, it's the quality of forming a unified whole. We're talking about creating nervous system coherence, improving spinal and neural integrity, helping the neuroskeleton to be more whole. Everybody who does health talks probably says, health is not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. That health is creating wholeness. We are creating nervous systems which are more whole. We are creating humans who are more whole. Ultimately, the interference might distract them from getting that clear signal of who they are and being able to truly express that in the world. But ultimately, what we are doing is to help people be coherently who they are created to be in the world. And not just be that, but upgrading them to new possibilities. So when we look at what people think connected is in the world, I would say what you're doing is helping them gain instant internet access. You are upgrading human technology, the greatest technology ever invented. You are helping give broadband, strong, clear signal. Anybody at home ever have bad internet connection and you're like, man, what's going on? This is the worst thing in the world? Think of how that means to everybody in your practice and what it means in their lives, that they're walking around all of a sudden having this clear signal to be able to be connected in a way. Because it's not about being hyper-vigilant, it is about being hyper-connected to themselves, to the people around them, to their families, to their friends. And as we're able to do that, we all of a sudden are pioneers not just in a high-tech field, but in a high-touch field. And that is truly what is going to help us as that swing starts going up and going up and going up, and the amount of stress is that we need more adaptable humans. You every day are out there making more adaptable humans. You look at humanity, structurally we haven't changed in the past 100,000 years, maybe longer. Every day, people, like Judy said in her talk, they're the little changes. The slight changes, that tuning of the nervous system, that more coherence, the more wholeness. And all of a sudden, people are having this connection inside of them, outside of them, everything around them. It's not Twitter, it's not Facebook, it's not Instagram or Snapchat. Did I name all the cool ones? That really connects humanity? It's humanity that connects humanity. And you are pioneers in a high-touch profession, only 120 years old compared to the 1,300 years. But you look and see that lasting effect that you are creating with the people in your practices and how it touches them and how it touches their families and how it touches the people around them. That ultimately is what connects humanity. It's the human on your table. It's the human in your chair. It's the human who you speak to that have that personal connection. Thank you for being here this weekend. Thank you for doing what you do every day in your practices. Thank you to the students who are learning and coming into this wonderful profession. It's a great honor to be here with you, and I hope you have an amazing weekend ahead.